Hi there, how are you doing? Today we're going to have a look at a particular type of sink. I think it's a composite, I think that's what it's called. Now this is the sink in question. Customer's currently away, so I'm going to be cleaning this part, not this, because apparently she's got a bit of a leak under here, so she doesn't want any water getting in that bit, which is understandable. So in the interest of not risking that, I won't be doing anything on there. As you can see on here though, there are some bits of limescale that are starting to build up on there, so I will be removing those. And there's some watermarks. You might be able to tell they're starting to turn white, which is the sign that limescale is building up. So we're going to clean all that area up as well. Alright, let's get started. So first of all, I'm just going to spray a bit of bleach in here. One of the things I often do is, you see the drain bit there, I often just squirt some directly into there, into the overflow, just to help stop the smell build up and so on from the sink. Just going to leave that for a couple of minutes while I clean some of the surfaces down. Alright, that's had a chance to act, so what I'm going to do now is use a magic sponge just to kind of give that a bit of a clean around everywhere. What this will do, the bleach, it'll just get rid of any staining that's happened on the surfaces. And it'll also bring the steel up looking nice too. Don't leave it for too long, because if you do, there is always a risk of tarnishing. I've never had it tarnished, but it's just one of those things that kind of concerns me, that it might actually happen if I leave it too long. Right, give the tap a bit of a going over too. One of the things I've noticed with recording these videos is sometimes the camera will catch bits that I actually can't see from my perspective, and so it's been quite useful. It means I can see bits that I need to do next time I'm around. That happened in the last sink cleaning video that I did, the steel sink. I noticed some bits behind the taps that I actually couldn't see from the front, and I thought, right, okay, next time I'm here I can have a go at those. Right, now we've got that all kind of cleaned up, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rinse all the bleach off. Very important this stage for what's going to happen next. Sometimes the inside of these plugs get a little bit gunked up, and so I just give them a bit of a brush out, just get rid of any gunk. And it also gets caught in there as well, in those little seals. This one's not too bad because I keep on top of it regularly. Now what I would normally do is I would normally flip the tap round onto here and let all the fluid flow into this second sink, into the draining sink. But I can't do that today, so I'm just going to have to damp clean this manually, rinse this manually. That'll do it. Insurance wipe. Right, next thing is the white vinegar, acetic acid. It's important to know what you're actually using. The reason why we rinsed everything off is because acid and bleach, they're not good friends. They create chlorine gas if you mix them together, and that's toxic. Now I am just going to spray a bit of that into here just to get that limescale bit that I pointed out. Going to leave that for another couple of minutes while I do something else. Not long. Alright, that should do it. Again, I'm going to use the magic sponge. And what this will do is, if there are, whoops, caught the camera there, clumsy. Right, if there are any limescale deposits starting to build up in any little cracks and chips and little recesses, the acid will just dissolve those and move them on their way. Well, this is the thing that's moving them on their way. Always makes me want fish and chips using vinegar. Just do around the tap again. There was a little bit of build up just around here. It started to go green, started to tarnish. And there's a bit of build up at the back of the taps. That's just dislodged nicely. The taps are a little bit tarnished, and I think it's because of what the customer's done over the years. There we go, and again we're going to rinse it off. Now we move on to the cloth part, which is like the first drying really. It's just to take the thick of the moisture off. Just do that bit of lime scaly bit in there and mop up the bits of moisture that have splashed into here. As I say, I don't want to aggravate a leaky sink problem. But yeah, that's why she's put this little bit of white tape on here, just as a reminder. I think predominantly for me, but also for her, so she doesn't forget herself. Now we're just going to buff up with a microfiber tea towel. This is where it'll start to come up nice. You will see the water run start to flash off. On these draining board grooves, I don't know about you, but I always run my fingers in between them just to make sure that they're properly cleaned out. And then we'll just buff the tap up. There we have it. Now I think you can see all those watermarks and potential, finger's a bit damp, all those watermarks and limescale bits of build-up have all gone. The limescale's gone in there. All the drain grooves are nice and clear. And the sink, yeah, it looks like new. There are some scratches in here, but that's just the way things happen with these, isn't it? If you don't use a bowl and so on. But yeah, that's it. All done and dusted. Hope you found that useful. Let me know in the comments if you've got anything to say or to add or to ask. All right, you take care of yourself. Thanks for watching. You know what to do if you like what I'm doing. Have I said that? Like, subscribe, share, you know, all that jazz. All right, you take care of yourself. Cheerio.